Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Smart Money Moves. We're going to be talking about a few different things today going on in the market. It's been a little slow, but it's also been fantastic for the accumulation zone. It's been moving to the top of it. And of course, what does that mean? That means we're going to see some type of appreciation in value. I'm just going to go over a few things today that I got from a few of the people that I follow, as far as Dusty BC, Moon Lambo, and Coach JV, and then also what I see in the market. So as far as just starting off with Coach JV, he did mention a few things that I thought were pretty valuable. Just showing that it goes farther back than just the past year to even the past 4 years. Back to right before the world stopped in 2020. This is back in 2021, and he in this video did he really just say that by Coach JV 3T Warrior Academy. He talks about basically how the de-dollarization has been going on for a little while now, even as far back as 2009, which I thought was pretty damn interesting, considering that Bitcoin was also created in 2009. This is just talking about basically a generalization of the dollar dropping to a 25-year low. You can go and get into that. But what I thought was interesting was this next little part where he talks about BRICS. And BRICS is basically uh, countries that have gotten together to work and trade and de-dollarize the global trade economy, such as Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and a few more, and more have been added over the past few years. But what's interesting about this is that the BRICS organization they got together was they were created in 2009, the same year that Bitcoin was created. So it's just interesting, not trying to, go into any type of conspiracy theory stuff, but just interesting that in the same year, basically a tool that's going to be used today to de-dollarize international trade was created the same year that this I don't know, not company, but organization or gathering was created. So just something interesting there to take note of as far as us moving towards a cryptocurrency world and trade. It is moving towards an online digital dollar. So just a little more ground for cryptocurrency as far as it not going away. It's not a fraud. It's not something that's going to be in an app that you never open up again. This will be our normal day-to-day financial system. And then I wanted to go into something that Moon Lambo said, and I think it's pretty awesome. He brought up Gemini expressing excitement about XRP. I wonder what that means. Gemini is an exchange, and I can only chalk that up to Gemini is going to go ahead and be relisting XRP. Is that huge news for XRP? No, but it's just more fuel for the fire of XRP. More countries and more companies and more banks are starting to go ahead and get into the cryptocurrency realm. And just like any type of business or game, you want the best on your team. Who's the best? XRP is the best. Who's the biggest? Bitcoin's the biggest. This is why I pay attention to both of these guys. Not like it's these are the only two to pay attention to. There's definitely more utility value in some other coins. And that's the next thing I wanted to bring up was what kind of coins I'm actually in. These are what I'm paying attention to: Bitcoin, XRP, XLM, Litecoin, Ethereum, VeChain, Quant, Dot, ADA. These are some of the coins that I'm paying attention to and I show have value. I went ahead and actually organized these in order of where I see the most value. Honestly, I think it only comes down to VeChain so far. I still show value in Quant, Dot, and ADA, but I show value in these in the sense of their chart as well. So besides the utility value and what they bring to the market with their blockchain, I also show you value in their chart. And this is why I wanted to go ahead and bring these up all the way down to Solana. Bitcoin, XRP, XLM, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Solana. I think these are some that you need to pay attention to and that will be increasing in value exponentially in this next bull run. That's my opinion. Let me see here. Okay. And then I wanted to go ahead and bring up a few things before we get into the chart. Um, when trading, if something seems too good to be true, it generally is. And that doesn't have to go with just trading, also investing. If it looks like, oh dang, this is the perfect spot to get in, this it's about to run 1,000,000%, blah blah blah. You can guarantee there's 90% of the other traders are thinking exactly what you're thinking. And you can also guarantee that the market makers and the guys on the other end of the books that show, oh hey, there's 1,000 traders that just lined up at this spot at this entry price. Let's go ahead and fuck them over. That's exactly what's going to happen every single time, and that's where you'll see these boys. I have it on the daily chart. We can zoom into the 4-hour and 1-hour chart. You'll see a lot more of these guys, these guys, these guys. I mean, even before, yeah, look at this. This is showing some momentum up. And what does it do? Why would it do that? Why? To push people out. And then immediately comes back up within a month. Boom. And then comes to its new all-time highs. Why? Because all these guys back here and these guys back here who waited for this, some sold here, came back. They're like, all right, no, look, it came, it had its dip, it's coming back. All the people that got in here, this pushed them out. All the people that got in here, this pushed them out. All the people that got in here, this still pushed them out. Why? Because they already saw this. So this coming down, that's fear. That's fear. That's to me where market makers come in. Just a little advice, because market makers will mess you up. If something looks too good to be true, it's so completely obvious that this is a support or a resistance, and it's like, oh no, it's about to bounce off this. You can guarantee that it won't. Wait for it to react in those areas. You want to watch other people react, and then you make your decision. Okay? Wherever you see something that's like, yes, this is the spot, acknowledge that you are thinking that, because all the other traders are thinking exactly the same thing. And you need to let it have its reaction. And then after the reaction, that's when you get in and you decide what the best move is at that point. I'm going to go ahead and take and show you everything that I see. It is going to be a bit crazy. This is this is showing a lot of different data. And we're going to go over it real quick. And then I'll go ahead and get into the price prediction and where I see that ending up at. So these lines, let's get rid of the MACD. These lines, the blue, are indicating the bull run. This is on Bitcoin, the bull run. And we have our bull run. And of course, you see a bull run after. You see that it still appreciates in value after. But this is the general portion of the bull run. And these orange yellow lines, they mark the Bitcoin halving. And so I actually went ahead and put these first blue lines at where they line up on the MACD. If you zoom in you're on a 4-hour compared to a daily, the MACD is a bit more expressive. But if you zoom in on the daily to where these blue lines are, this is where it shows divergence on the MACD for a higher price, but it shows lower on the MACD on momentum, but in an upward trajectory. So basically, this is where it show where there's huge divergence, and I trade on divergence, and that's why I'm noting it. If you see divergence, generally, of course, you're always going to have your one-offs. There's going to be a reversal, And so if you're showing divergence down here and the price is higher, you can guarantee it's going to go even higher, even if it's in a dip at that moment. It's going down. It looks like, oh, this is the end of it. But there's divergence down here. Generally, we're going to be going up. And that's exactly what happens generally. Actually, in all three of these cases, it happens. But I'm just saying generally, because if you want to start trading on divergence, again, you have to wait for that reaction, show that it has the actual support or resistance where you thought, and then get in. But anyways, these are the Bitcoin halvings. These are the divergence, and this is the bull run. And you can see that obviously after the halving, or even a little bit before the halving, we have these huge appreciation in price. Just massive. And I went ahead and did the same thing for XRP. I actually charted out where those bull runs were. It doesn't go as far back as 2012. It was created in 2013, so we didn't really get to catch that run in 2012 on Bitcoin. So there is only two plotted here, but still, we show huge price appreciation. What I wanted to note is obviously on the second one, this was after, and this is during the shit show of 2020, where the world stopped. So obviously, this isn't a great this isn't a great bull run. We do see appreciation in value, but a huge return. I mean, a huge reversal. So I don't really count this one, but we do. If you were if you were holding on like a tick on a dog, you do see that we appreciated in value quite a bit. So if you were able to hold through this, and not get pushed out, we still do see great appreciation in value. Here's what I like. Obviously, it's very clear and yeah, it's very clear and to the point, and you can see why I would like this, why anyone would like this type of bull run. And you can see even after the bull run stopped with Bitcoin, where it showed its reversal, it went up. So the rule of thumb is that the big boys, Bitcoin and Ethereum, will take off first. They'll take off. They'll have their appreciation in value. Once they start to slow down or show a reversal is where we see XRP and the other altcoins in the market start to take off, because people are taking their money out of Bitcoin and putting them into the altcoins. Because, of course, what do they want? They want to catch the run, like anyone does, like everyone does. And what we see here is a few different runs. We see 1, 2, and 3. 3 runs in a single Bitcoin run. This is the most recent one where it looked crappy on XRP. This is the one that has 3 different runs. 3 different runs. After this stops and we see the reversal start coming down and it gets choppy. Right here is where we see the final run of XRP. Right here, or I think it's right here, another area of huge congestion and resistance is where we see the other part, the second run of XRP. And right here is where we actually see the first little bounce of XRP, or pump of XRP. Pump, and then it waits about a month. We see a lot of uncertainty. And then so where do they put their money in? XRP, pump. And then this continues to go, stops. And then we see the last little pump. And that's because of all the money coming out of Bitcoin and into that market. But the rule of thumb doesn't work as far as the Bitcoin market runs first, then the altcoin market runs. It's true, it does run towards the end because people are moving their money out of Bitcoin. But it actually starts running before. The altcoins start running before the run of Bitcoin is done. So something to pay attention to during this run is where you see a lot of uncertainty. Maybe not take out all of your investment, but maybe a portion of it, secure it into the altcoin market. You see that first pump, then you see the uncertainty, and this is a month later, and you see that next pump. And then it keeps going. It has that big climb, and then towards the end, when it has its uncertainty, we see the final pump, and then it comes back for the sell-off and reaccumulation phase. But yeah, I would definitely pay attention to areas of uncertainty. Don't let your money just sit, but put it to use. The other altcoins will be taking off as well. And to me personally, of course, there are value in all of these and other coins that I don't have on here. But to me personally, these top six are the ones to pay attention to. They will be the ones moving in the market. They will be the ones um, that also, well, these are the ones that also show an increase in price appreciation right now off of a trend. So here's the trend and it increased. It's off of the trend now. It has a higher trend. Here's the trend and it increased. It has a higher trend now. Same, well, not same here. Here we got into a little channel. We'll see what happens here, but same in XRP. Here's the trend, and we're off the trend now. We're on a more exponential trend, and so on. Same thing. Um, we're seeing an even more exponential trend. So now for what you all came for as far as what we might see. So I went ahead and took the last decent run in the market, not during the crazy part of our world. So not this bull run, but the last bull run. I took this trend and I overlaid it to today. What we might see today in a more stable market with more clarity now that XRP has went ahead and secured that in the legal department. I have actually heard of a few different hedge fund managers and analysts, market analysts, that we could actually see $800,000 all the way up to $1 million. I know everyone remembers that guy talking about $1 million, but I've heard probably from 3 or 4 different sources that we could see an $800,000 Bitcoin. So that doesn't surprise me. I mean, it definitely is not something that I'm like, oh yeah, it's definitely going to happen. But it doesn't surprise me because it is possible. But besides just the where we might end up, to me, this looks very interesting. This looks very interesting because it lines up pretty much exactly with where we are today and what we might see. Of course, we might see a push. We show resistance and then it's pushed back down. We see support. It like almost is following it to a T. Push back up to beat. Look, it barely beats it. How crazy? Like what the market might actually play out like. This is what the previous run was, and comes back down to test support again. Look at more support, support just on the Fibonacci retracements, and then we push up. Where might we see our first big sell off at about 140,000, and then from there another huge sell off we'll see at about 220,000. And if we translate that over to XRP, what can we see here? Same thing from the same time frame, same bull run. Of course, this I've that's just, I think that's just way out there. That will be yeah, years from now. I do not think 2024. That'll probably be like 2040 or something. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong and it's 2024 and we're all billionaires. But from the previous bull run, I actually see this being very possible as well. We're coming up here to $1.80. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's the previous. Oh, that's $1.60. Am I wrong? There we are. Boom. Oh, am I at $1.80? Oh, we got the $10 mark. Come up here to our first push at $1.80. Again, this is kind of interesting how it matches up pretty similarly to where it might show resistance today. Right here, we're showing resistance, and we are in real time showing resistance here. Might have its pullback and push up to $10 and have a sell off down to our Fibonacci retracement of 0.382 of 470, which is exactly where I would expect a sell off with continued support to be. And then we have our final push all the way up here to 55. I mean, if we even reach that, and I have, again, from two different sources, heard of 32 and 55 being targets for XRP. I mean, I don't know if they necessarily think this bull run, but I mean, that would be amazing. That'd be amazing for this bull run. We do have the Bitcoin halving coming in the range of April and May. So I think we're going to see some type of appreciation in value until we get there, and that's when we will see the exponential appreciation in value. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that I'm right on these price predictions, and come on back.